Morning. I am William Poett. Happy Monday. I want to welcome you to episode 8. We've been getting together now for 2 months, sharing tips, tools, and techniques to optimize your mindset, the positive impact you have, and the joy we experience on a daily basis. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are broadcasting live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. I am going to have a sip of coffee, which is one of my favorite morning rituals, as our tribe assembles. Excuse me. So, one of the things that the world's highest performers do really well is they are hyper intentional. They know what they're doing, they know why they're doing, and they bring a great deal of clarity to everything that's happening in their life, in their business, in their organization. There is my brother, Ernesto. I am so glad to see you back from not quite the dead, but I know last week was an ass kicker. So really, really great to see you. You, sir, are going to be critical to today's training. So my intention every Monday is to get together with the tribe and connect and share. There is Dr. Terry Stein representing Rally. Let's get into this. I love you guys. You know, they say that relationships, at the end of the day, think about all the things we want. We want cars, and we want prestige, and we want recognition. And we want these things because we believe they're going to connect us. They're going to connect us. We have this deep-seated human need to be connected to other people, to love, to serve, to be loved and served. And that's really what this is all about. And I love that we can use technology, which has the tendency of disconnecting us, to come together and share and make some magic happen. So super excited. I've got a great training for you guys today. We're going to be looking into, I am constantly searching for little ways that I can tweak, that I can fine tune, that I can optimize my mindset, my beliefs, my values, my core feelings and drivers. And when I find something of value, I love to share it. And that's what I do. I've been a teacher and educator for my entire, well, even going back to my teenage years. So probably almost 50 years. I've been teaching and sharing. And I believe that in order to be a great teacher, you have to first be a great student. And you have to be passionate. You have to be curious. And this is going to bring us into today's training. I was scanning I guess it was Inc. or maybe Entrepreneur Magazine, and great article came out from Harvard. I've got it right here on my little tablet. Excuse me, I got a little frog joining me this morning, and this is the tease for today's training. And I hope you guys, if you can share this, share it now. If not, share it with your team later. Harvard discovers the energy effect. It's the secret to igniting extraordinary performance. So that's the tease. Harvard discovers the energy effect. Well, the energy effect is something that our company has been teaching since its inception. 9Q literally means energetic intelligence. Understanding energy, understanding how to connect energy, understanding how to elevate energy, and understanding how to use and apply it. That's what we are here for. So the first question I want to ask you guys, and I'm really serious about this, and if you lead a team, if you work with people, then you should be really serious when you ask this question. Excuse me. And the question is, how do you feel right now? There's Mike Schmidt. Good morning. Hey, I hope you had a great weekend. I was taking care of business. I know you had a great weekend. It was beautiful. So how do you feel right now? And I'm really serious. And I want you to take a moment. I want you to pause, put the coffee down, close your eyes, take a breath, because how you feel matters. How you feel is really how we determine how much energy you have access to. So my brother Ernesto last week, I don't know, he went down to SC for their reunion, came back sick as a dog, which I don't really understand that expression, but I mean, he was flatlining. And Ernesto is one of the most inspiring, motivating human beings you will ever meet in your life. But guess what? When you feel terrible, you're cut off from energy. You're cut off from access. There isn't anything you can do. So when we are leading teams and we get together for our morning Monday meetings and we go around, hey, how are you feeling? Don't just give lip service to the question. Really be interested, really be concerned about how is your team. There's a great quote from Simon Sinek I want to share with you guys. And this is so empowering. And this might just be the nugget that you guys need for this week. He said, leadership isn't about being in charge. He said, leadership is taking care of the people in your charge. Let that one sink in, because that is a truth bomb that 99% of leaders miss. It's not about the big office. It's not about the best car. It's about literally being the person, the steward, being the person who wakes up and looks around and makes sure everybody's well fed, everyone is well cared for. I think I go right back to 30 years ago, training for the Eco Challenge, which is this insane global 350-mile race. And the head of our team was a Marine. I'm sorry, he was a Green Beret. Don't let him hear I said that. He was a Green Beret sergeant. And every hour, he would have us check in, and we had a little 1 through 4 scale. And if you were a 4, that means you were feeling great. You could go all day long. If you were a 3, feeling pretty good, but I got to start paying attention. If you're a 2, starting to get in trouble. Hey, maybe somebody could take some weight off my pack. I'm starting to need some help. And if you were a 1, you were getting ready to crash. And he was constantly checking in, making sure that we were staying hydrated, making sure that we were eating. He was a leader. So think about this idea, because in this mindset mastery training, we are always looking for new beliefs and new values that are going to alter and shift our dominant feelings, which are going to give us access to more energy, more empowerment, and more tools. So I know you guys can relate to this. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about caring for the people in your charge. I love that. And that relates directly to this Harvard article that's going to be the core of our training today. And I'll share this article over on our 9Q page for you guys later. Harvard discovers the energy effect. It's the secret to igniting extraordinary performance. And extraordinary is a word that I love. Let's look at the word extraordinary, because, well, don't you want an extraordinary life? Don't you want to be in an extraordinary relationship, be a member of an extraordinary team? And all extraordinary means is extraordinary. The men and women that I've worked with, I'm talking about the very best in the world. Navy SEALs, Green Berets, Wayne Gretzky, CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies, probably wouldn't stand out in the crowd. They aren't the biggest. They aren't the most attractive. They rarely have the best academic pedigree. They're typically very ordinary humans who know how to access extra energy. They know how to give extra effort. And so the crux of this article that I've got here for you guys, and I love this. What should I read? So I'll just read a little bit from you guys. I'm not going to be one of those people who reads to you in a training, because that is insane creating. But Harvard discovered the single largest predictor of success among leaders and organizations, and it's not what people think. So I'm going to get a little drum roll going on. It is men and women who know how to create positive relational energy. That's it. The number one differentiator between those who excel and those who don't. And Ernesto is a king of this. So is Terry Stein. And I believe Mike Schmidt probably is. Masters of, they call them positive energizers. And we have a real simple spectrum that we teach at 9Q. And this is going to be really helpful for you guys as we set up for an epic week. There are white lighters, There are gray people and there are vampires. So really easy to understand. White lighters. White lighters are what this article is talking about. A white lighter is a positive energizer. They walk in the room and you want to be around them. They bring people up. They bring energy. They when you get off the phone, I give Ernesto or I give Terry a call, and when I'm done, I'm feeling better. They bring energy to what they do. They uplift, they elevate. And what are some of the benefits, right? Because we're running companies. We need to know what the benefits. Positive energizers. Here's what they bring. They increase levels of engagement. Duh. They get people to engage. They get people to show up, to lean in. They decrease turnover. Well, guess what? Energy is attractive. When you bring positive energy, it's contagious. People want to be around it. People want more of it. They increase workplace well-being. Well, how do they do that? Because they are actually empathetic, compassionate human beings. They care about, remember what I said at the beginning of the training? It's really about not being in charge. They care for the people in their charge. And what do these things lead to? They lead to greater productivity and greater profitability. This is Harvard speaking. This isn't me speaking. Greater productivity and greater profitability comes from being a positive energizer. I love, love, love this. So let's take this idea of white lighters, positive energizers, great people, and vampires. So to be completely honest, we are all of those at different times. Although men and women with optimized mindsets spend more time as white lighters, more time as positive energizers. We're all humans. We have days where we are gray. We have days when we are vampires. And what we're going to look at and what we do at 9Q is we help you build systems that keep you in that white light, positive energizer frame of mind, that keep you successful, keep you strong. Hey, look, everybody has a bad day. The difference is the Tom Brady's, the GOATs in the world. Those bad days are really, really, really rare. They're usually 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Whereas the average person, people who haven't developed emotional and energetic intelligence, I can have a great day and I have a crap day, and then I go great and I go crap, and I'm everything in between. And my life is literally like being on a roller coaster. And one of the reasons, well, there's a couple reasons, but one of them is I allow external influences to be the prime drivers of my feelings. Let that sink in. I allow external influencers to be the prime drivers of my feelings. Well, when you do that, you functionally become a victim to your circumstances. You become a victim to your environment. And I'll tell you right now, anyone who doesn't know how to manage their emotional, energetic state internally going into 2023, I hate to say this, you're screwed. 2023 is not shaping up to look like a really, really fun year. We've got inflation. We have hardcore workplace issues. We got quiet quitting. We have everyone is laying people off. You guys read the Wall Street Journal? Everyone is laying people off. People are being asked to do more with less. And yet, the 99% of these leaders, you can do it. You can get a team to do more with less. You as an individual can do more with less if you are a positive energizer. Too many of these leaders, too many of these organizations, too many of these cultures are vampires. So what's a vampire? Well, I don't know. In the movies, a vampire is a bloodsucker. In business, a vampire is a soul or an energy sucker. And we all know these people. When you're around them, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. They are toxic. They are angry. They are volatile. They are, I don't know if we're not going to use bipolar as a diagnosis, but they're really high one day, really low the next day. You never know what you're around. It creates a very unstable environment. There isn't any trust in that environment. So we've got these white lighters, we've got vampires, and honestly, my experience, my 30 years is when you go into an organization, you got You got about 10% white lighters. You got about 10% vampires. Here's a management issue, and I want you guys to think about this. I was just talking to a CEO last week about this. I've got a team of 10 people. Maybe I got 2 white lighters and 2 vampires, and then I got 6 gray people. Who gets most of the energy? Who gets most of the attention? Who's causing most of the problems? The vampires. We tend to feed the vampires. They get our attention. They get our energy. You know what we need to do? We need to isolate the vampires. The energy, our energy, needs to go to the white lighters. But see, the thing is, they're not causing any problems. They're just producing and performing. They're the ones we want to feed. They're the ones we want to support. They're the ones we want to empower. Because again, according to Harvard, your positive energizers are the #1 differentiator between an extraordinary and an average and a failing team. So, is this making sense? Does this resonate with you? Are you curious to learn how you can become more of a white lighter? God, I love coffee. I love coffee. I love hanging out with good people. I love our Monday mindset mastery trainings. So, we talked about vampires, white lighters are great people. We haven't really talked about great people yet. Great people are fascinating. And unfortunately, great people make up the largest sector of the population. And a gray person is someone that is energy neutral. They aren't white lighters. They aren't vampires. They're energy neutral. And so what great people tend to do, and this is really where leadership and management comes in, great people will absorb and adopt the dominant energy. So if I walk into a room, there's some great people. Most of them, they're sitting around, kind of low energy, not really focused. And Ernesto explodes onto the scene. His white light. He's a positive energizer. It's going to connect. It's going to engage. And all of a sudden, you're going to feel an energetic shift. You're going to feel people start to lean in. You're going to feel people start to connect. You're going to feel the energy and vibration of the team rise. And that's what's so cool. Everyone doesn't have to be a positive energizer. Now, the more positive energizers you have on the team, the easier it is to maintain that vibration, but everyone doesn't have to be one. Now, same scenario, only difference is Ernesto doesn't walk in, the vampire walks in. And this person starts screaming about what isn't working. And this person starts blaming or shaming people in the room. And all of a sudden, you're going to feel the energy collapse because the great people are going to be pulled and drawn into that negative energy. And so if you are going to become extraordinary, if you're committed to becoming a positive energizer, then the first thing you need to become a master of. This is why you really need to be training with us at 9Q. You really need to become an energetic intelligence specialist because in physics, what is energy? Energy is capacity to work. What's capacity to work? Well, it's capital, it's your labor force, it's the software, it's the tools, it's your manufacturing facilities. How intelligently can you manage that energy with the understanding it all begins with you? You can't manage the energy of your team at a level that exceeds your capacity to self-manage. You can't manage your organization at a level that exceeds your capacity to self-manage. And so you really need to understand, and this is the leadership paradox. We talk about this all the time. The idea of servant leader, because at the very beginning, what does Simon Sinek say? Leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about caring for the people in your charge. So does that mean that I sacrifice myself? I sacrifice myself for the team? No, that's not sustainable. And you're not modeling. Think about a SEAL team. Think about an Olympic team. Think about Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not sacrifice his athletic ability for the team. He's got the best trainers. He's got the best masseuses. He's got the best, because he knows when he shows up on the field, he's got to bring it. When you show up at the office, you got to bring it. When you walk in that door, you are the energetic driver of your team. This is what Harvard is talking about when they talk about being a positive energizer. You are the energetic driver of your team. So your capacity, you sit in the car. We train our leaders to do this. First of all, you have a morning ritual. Every morning you get up and there are a series of routines that you go through that are designed to help you feel your best, to bring you energy, to elevate, to excite, to inspire, to get you vibrating at the highest possible level so that when you walk into the meeting, when you pick up the phone, when you get on the call, you are bringing that positive charge. You are that positive energizer. Then you need to learn how to manage that state throughout the day, because as you go through the day, you're going to get hit in the teeth. I'm telling you right now, you're going to walk around a corner and baseball bat to the head. I know it intimately. Well, that doesn't sound very positive. Well, no, but that's the planet we're living on. Baseball bat to the head. You're going to get knocked down. You got to do what it takes to get yourself healthy again, get yourself strong again, get yourself so that you can show up as a positive energizer on your team. So what are some tips that I can share with you guys? Training tips for the week. People are not the only positive energizers. There are activities, clothing, furniture, what you consume. And so what men and women who have optimized mindsets do is they are very aware of everything they consume and everything they surround themselves with. Because what we understand is that energy is contagious. And your bedroom, if you travel and you stay at suites at the Four Seasons, that's kind of your go-to spot. There's a reason why you wake up and you feel great. There's a reason why they pay attention to the beauty of the room, the layout of the room, the lack of clutter of the room. Does your personal master bedroom feel like a suite at the Four Seasons? Because if it doesn't, fix it, change it. When you walk through your home, is it clean? Is it uncluttered? Are you surrounded by beautiful things that matter? Because they bring energy. When you pick up your phone, what are you consuming? Are you spending a lot of time on toxic value? And there's also, don't forget the great things. You know, scrolling through Instagram for half an hour is not necessarily a vampire activity, and it isn't a white light activity. It's kind of gray, kind of steals your energy. And so what I want you guys to do, my hope, my intention as we roll up our sleeves and we move forward into this week is I'm going to post the article. It's a great article. It's all about how to be a positive energizer. And what's really cool, and I love this, you don't have to be an extrovert. It's not about being a cheerleader. It's about, and they go through what are the qualities of a positive energizer? Forgiveness, compassion, humility, kindness, trust, integrity, honesty, generosity, gratitude, recognition. Think of these, and we'll spend more time with these. These are muscles. We can all develop our capacity for forgiveness of self and others. We can develop capacity for compassion, to really understand and connect with what our team is feeling, what our team is going through. That's how we empower people. All of these attributes that I just shared with are really about empowering and elevating. So the best teams on earth, what do? Number one, they hire our company. They hire 9Q because we have a way working through Rally, which is this unbelievable experience change platform. We can bring energetic intelligence. We can help everyone in your organization become a positive energizer, not just the C-suite, the entire team. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, A, we know that when people feel good, they perform better. B, you're probably spending most of your adult life at work. Wouldn't it be awesome if you got to walk in the room and hang out with Ernestos and Terrys and Mikes? if you got to spend your day with positive energy, wouldn't that make a difference in how you perform and how you show up? And there is the boss. Have a great week. Yes. Talk about a positive energizer. So her name pops up on the screen. I light up. She's such an amazing human. She's such an inspiring human. This is what we want. Build a tribe. And so here's the homework as we get ready to wrap our last couple of minutes. I want you to spend the day, and I want you mentally to put a plus, an equal, or a minus next to everything that you can. And you sit in your office, look around your office. Plus, it has beauty, it has utility, it brings value. Equal, it's a paperweight that you don't use. Minus, it's clutter, it's ugly, it's old, it's broken. Get rid of everything that isn't. Get rid of all the vampires you possibly can. Look at your calendar. Look at the activities you have on the calendar. How many of those activities are positive energizers? How many of them are white lighters? Because we want as many of those as possible. How many of those are gray? Wasted meetings, meetings that aren't intentional, meetings that aren't accessing your brilliance and gifts. And then how many of them are just soul-sucking vampires? And if you do this simple exercise, you go through your phone book. This might sound harsh. There might be some people in your life you spend less time with. And there might be some people that you know that you consciously and mindfully spend more time with. White lighters, positive energizers. And so this isn't me. Harvard's got one of the best research facilities on the planet. And what does the article say? The number one, Harvard discovers the energy effect. It's the secret to igniting extraordinary performance. And what's the energy effect? Become a positive energizer. Become really critical and clear about managing your energy. And here's just a little tip, and maybe we'll spend more time on this next week. Emotional intelligence and energetic intelligence are very hard to separate. Energetic intelligence is a step above because we also look into how to manage everything, how to manage capital, labor, all of your resources, but your emotional state. Emotions are energy in motion. How do you feel? How does your team feel? And if they don't feel great, help them. We have a productivity scale, and it's 1 through 10. We call the green zone. When you are in the green zone, 8, 9, 10, you feel great. You're focused, you're intentional. In athletics, it's called the zone, or being in a state of flow. When you are in a state of flow, your brain fires differently. Your neocortex is more activated. Your access to creativity, insights, and inspiration is turned on. As you descend down this feeling spectrum, as you get into more stress and anxiety and overwhelm, guess what happens? You become more reactive. You lose access to creativity, insights, and inspiration. And ironically, when you're really stressed and you're in the firefight, that's when you need these extra tools. That's when you need the positive energizers. And so, homework assignment for this week, not crazy hard. People with optimized mindsets are, by definition, positive energizers. They know how to manage their personal, emotional, and energetic state. And they know how to support and empower those around them. And that's really, really key. So let's look at these benefits. Why should you do this? As you become more of a positive energizer, you get more levels of engagement from your team. They show up, they lean in, they give more. You get decreased employee turnover, except for the vampires. We want to get rid of the vampires, but we'll talk about that later. We want to keep our white lighters. We want to build more white lighters in our organization. You get increased workplace well-being. People are happier. People are healthier. Why? Because as a leader, you're not in charge. You're taking care of the people in your charge. And this all adds to increased productivity and profitability. Because at the end of the day, if you are in business, it's about growing the bottom line. We grow the bottom line by caring for and growing our people. If you are a CEO says, oh yeah, my customers come first, bullshit. CEOs don't even see their customers. Your people, your team, you take care of your people, you take care of your team. they'll take care of your customers. So that's it. I'm William Poett. If you've watched this and you're curious about how 9Q and Rally can elevate your entire organization, whether you've got 50 people or 50,000 people, message me. I'm here to serve, to support, to empower. Bring us as positive energizers into your organization and let us help you scale it so that everyone can win. You guys are the absolute best. Getting ready to wrap up episode 8. I will see you next week for episode 9. Do me a favor. If you got value from this training, share it, like it, message it, pass it on team. Let's grow our tribe. That's it. I'm out. I am William Poett. Go make some great happen. Be a white lighter. Be a positive energizer to everyone in your life. And thanks for being on the team. I am out.